Hey guys, what's up? How are you? Welcome back. It's me, Hebot, and today I have another episode of Toys in My Closet. Welcome back, my family, my subs, my fan base, whatever you want to call it. And of course, as you see here, as I have in front of me, I had to do this mainly because I think out of all the Mcfarlane figures that I've been seeing, tons of reviews for out there on the YouTube figure scene, this is the figure that I guess people keep, not really liking or hating on or kind of disappointed with. And being that he was the only one based off the real TV show, I don't really like to collect superhero figures based off the real real life counterpart, like Marvel stuff. I don't really collect it. The DC stuff I do, but it depends what it is. It has to be something like really either cheap in price or an appealing in some way with nostalgia to me from back in the day, or that it has to be something to do that's like really iconic. And I think with this video, I go along, you guys will see what I really mean by that. Now, what I did also notice is that the figure looked really good, but I also seen a lot of people review these Mcfarlane figures with different type of mentality set and kind of mindset, where if they don't like something, because in particular if they don't like the figure based, because it's a Green Lantern figure based off the Green Lantern show, they just don't like it, and I don't think they assess and approach the figure with an open mind or being fair. And I'm not pointing fingers at anyone in particular. I'm just saying from what I've seen so far. But I've also noticed that this figure in particular has not been reviewed a lot. So I figured, let me review him, give you my take, as honest and as best as I can to you guys, my audience. And I also couldn't get him in the wild, never seen him. Just like I've never seen, like I told you guys in the previous video, the Nightwing or the Batgirl. I had to actually order them through Amazon. Him here, Green Lantern, I actually ordered from eBay, and I got him for a very good price of like $17.99 with like $2 shipping. I got him for almost the even price, or like $1 cheaper than what retail price is, not even including that I didn't even pay tax for it. So I guess the person wanted to just get rid of it because it wasn't selling and it's been getting the least love and kind of the most slack. So let's get into it, because I've played with the figure and I kind of see some of the things people said, but I also see kind of why certain things were done, and I hope to give you my take, my ideas, my thoughts, and my process of thinking how certain things are done, and why the figure may be a little bit different in approach. So real quick, look at the packaging. As you guys see there, it has the window opening. You still see the accessories inside, which I haven't really pulled out. It says DC Multiverse there, right? And you see it says Green Arrow. Then if we look up just a little bit to the top, you'll see here 22 points of moving parts, Mcfarlane Toys. And then if you turn it this way, you'll see it says Green Arrow, Multiverse, Mcfarlane in the back. Then obviously, sorry for moving the camera. And then it says Green Lantern and Green Arrow rather. And it says Arrow from the TV show Arrow, and Multiverse there, and Mcfarlane in the bottom. And then in the back, it has a nice still shot of him from the show, as you can see. Green Arrow from the Arrow show, and I think it's very close in representation in what they try to give and show with the figure. Here's some more promotional shots of other figures available in this wave, as you can see. Hellbat, animated Batman, the Bat Cycle, which I forget what it's called, the Bat Raptor, Superman in the animated form, and I guess Harley Quinn in her gold costume from the upcoming Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie. which I guess won't be out until after the movie releases. As always, the Mcfarlane social media where you can find them, and then obviously property of DC and Warner Bros. So that is so far what we have for the packaging. And so what I'll do is now is I'll take out the rest of his accessories, and we'll take a look at that, and then we'll take a look at the Arrow figure. And here we are. As you guys can see, we have Arrow and his accessories next to him. So we'll start off like always with the traditional DC logoed, rounded, simplified figure stand with a peg there for one side, nicely colored with the matte black. Simple but effective, and helps in many ways. In my opinion, personally, it's a nice touch, because if some figures don't stand right, certain figures you want to fit in your shelves and you run out of shelf space, that helps alleviate how you have them posed. Up next, we have his sheath for his arrows, which is really nicely done in a matte money green with the peg in the back. Has some nice detailing there, as you can see, with some silver paints in the bottom on these little the little bolts that it looks to have there. Then of course we have his trading card, which looks really awesome with the gloss finish. Very thick card stack. Says Green Arrow there in the bottom, and of course has a bio where you can read. Where Green Arrow says, following Oliver Queen's shocking decision to turn himself over to the FBI and reveal his identity as the Green Arrow to the public, Oliver has spent the past 5 months in prison while his team was left behind to protect Star City. And you guys can read the rest just to give you an idea. So pretty cool that it at least comes with the bio as well, so you guys can read. So along with that, then we have these nicely painted but fully sculpted arrows with the nice what I would call regular green, right? And then on the tip as well. Wish that this would be set up in individual pieces, like maybe stuck 2 at a time, or 1 at a time, 2 at a time, and 1 with 3. Only so that you can have the freedom of maybe playing with it a little bit more, but I guess to give the illusion that he had a lot. But there's no way to really put it in the sheath, so that's one downside. You got to just leave it there kind of loose. And then, last but certainly not least, we have his weapon of choice, which is the arrow. As you can see, it's really nicely sculpted, really nicely done with black and silver weathering. And this arrow, but this arrow looks really, really warped, especially out of packaging. So it has to be warmed for sure. It has to be warmed up. You gotta give it to give the illusion that he's pulling it back, the wire, and ting, which is pretty cool. It's molded in. It would have been nice if it wasn't molded and it actually came out from here and you could clip it on. Once one of the loose arrows, it would come with a couple. You can clip them on to this piece here and a piece here, and the rope, and I think it would have been more effective. But it's still sculpted really nice, painted really nice. This is silver. You're not seeing wrong. It's not the lighting. It is silver with black. And then the tip is actually green, and the back handle is actually green as well. Not too bad for just pulling it right here in front of you live while doing the video. So yeah, so that's what he brings for accessories. So now let's take a look at Arrow himself. So here we're going to take a closer look at Arrow. And as you see, I put him in front of a backdrop, kind of a little diorama from an older Spawn figure I had, which is kind of ironic because, he's made by Mcfarlane Toys, obviously the creator of Spawn. But yeah, so we're gonna measure him here real quick. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it because it's a clear. So from the top of his head to the bottom, as you can see here. Let's see, maybe you can see better. No, let's move this out. Maybe in back of the red, you'll be able to see it better. Okay, there you go. So you notice that you look there, it says 6 inches, and he's a little bit above. So he's about 6 7/4, almost. Let's see, almost. That glare is not helping. He's almost 7 inches from the top of, bottom of his feet to the top of his hood. So just to give you an idea, guys, that the fact that the ruler is see-through makes it a lot harder for me to present that to you. So I'll figure it out. Anyway, so moving right along. So we know he's in the 7-inch scale. So now we'll take a closer look at Arrow. And as you can see, right off the back, as far as the face sculpt goes, I think it's really well executed and a really nice representation of the actual actor. As you can see there, he has the mask on, painted and sculpted, and the illusion of his 5 o'clock shadow. Maybe I could put it against my hand, you can see a little bit better. And then as you turn around, you see the hood. That's a nice attention to detail with some silver black there going around. But what I will tell you this is that this hood ripped off on me as I was moving the head, because his head moves, but it's really hard to move it with this hoodie piece on him. It's very, very hard to do. Very hard to do. He got kind of like that look there. But anyway, then we move it right along to his jacket. As you can see, it looks really, really nice. It's coming off as more of a money green, but I assure you, it's more of a darker money green. It's not a light green. And right here you see his shoulder pads, really nicely detailed. With the straps, as you can see. Then this part here, these areas here, you see the sculpting. You can tell it's a bodysuit that more than likely is bulletproof to protect him. His arm gauntlets, his arm gauntlets, forearm, his glove plates with the green. The ball pegs are actually kind of hiding a little bit on these two, by the piece here. Then his would be his pants, his jeans, with the straps on both sides of his thighs. Yeah, some things there sculpted on. I'm not sure what they are. It looked like maybe little bullets or darts or tips for the arrows, with different types of things on them. This is little darts on the side, painted in green, with that light green and then the money green. Although they look a little sloppy, all the details going across. And the back, and his buttocks area, the back of the jacket, as you can see with the peg where you plug in the sheath of the arrows. Going down, that's his knee area where you see the clothing of the bodysuit of the interior, right there as well, on the bottom of the legs by the calf area. And then he has these shoes, that look maybe that they could be boots as well, but these are his shoes with the thread, and then they have pegs in the bottom and even threads in the bottom, as you can see. So as far as his look, I think he looks really, really good. And he feels nice. He feels like rubbery. but it's like a good quality rubber. What I did notice though, he has more of a feel like the way the Fortnite figures feel, as opposed to the other DC figures like Superman or the Batman or even Robin and Batgirl. So he has more of a brittle Fortnite feel to him, but not bad. So we'll take a look at his articulation real quick. And for his articulation on the head, it is in the mask, but it does go down like that. And I'll pull, you see how it rips there from the side? It does go back side to side, you know, with the obviously the left and right, as you can see. But it's hard to do. You got to put like your fingers in, and he even has tilt, and the range is there. It's just that the hood is kind of pushes it back into place. And if you look at the back and the top of the head, it looks like they were going to do something where it was stuck permanently, but they didn't. But instead of filling that part up, or that gap, they didn't, so it kind of looks weird. So I'm putting his head sideways right there, like so. Showing his face a little bit more. Then as for his hands, his shoulders go up all the way like this, 180 degrees. Bicep swivel right there, where it hides really well with the details of the suit. Double elbow. Then obviously you have the ball joint that goes left and right, and then obviously it goes in circles. Then as you can see in there, it does have like that butterfly style joint that moves really well with him. It goes up, down, left, right, like you could, it moves, and it's nice, not too tight, nice range. Same thing on the other side, and it looks like that's part of the suit as well to make it break up really good, and it doesn't look like just an added piece the way it looks like on Nightwing, because the sculpt cannot be inside that piece. Then this part here is like the other Fortnite figure, I forget the name of it, that I reviewed, that I told you it's like rubbery, soft rubbery, but it feels empty inside with a, you know, a harness piece that actually gives you the range that you need. So he has, as you can see, he pops out like so. He pops out. He has, you see the mechanic there? Let me put him back. He has the waist swivel. Then, sometimes you feel like he comes off too easy. Then when you bend them forward, he has that much crunch. As you see, since this is hollow and soft, it feels like if he didn't have you know, a back. Then he does go back and hyperextends that much, and then of course it has like that ball joint feel. Not to mention he does go left and he does tilt to the right. So the range is pretty decent. At first it was tight, but the more I kept playing with it, the looser it got. So it's pretty loose to this point. Then of course on the hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. Of course on this part here, he has the swivel on the legs that are not really super duper like range with the movement, and there it is again. It popped out again. That's crazy. It's giving me a hard time right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on one quick second. Oh boy. And it's not that it's messed up, it's you have to align it just right so it can clip on just correctly, and when it does clip on, then it'll stay. So here's the swivel on the thigh, then double knee, as you see there, double knee. Then obviously you got the left and right, up this much, back this much, toe swivels, and then he has rockers. So as for the articulation, I think he is very, very good as far as articulation. Now, I don't know how loose the piece in the middle is going to keep getting. It seems to me like it's getting looser the more I play with them. But if that's the case, I guess it's a QC issue. As of right now, I can't determine that, but it might very well be, obviously. So I'll put him here. So he's not bad. He's not bad, but he does feel when you compare him to what you get so far with the other ones, at least the ones that I got on hand, like the Superman and the Batman and the Nightwing and obviously Batgirl, he feels a little bit cheaper. Not by much. He feels a little bit cheaper, and I'm assuming it's because he probably got less budget behind him, because he's from I'm having a really hard time standing him. Wow. Because he's from the TV show, and you know it's coming to an end, so they probably didn't put as much love and care to him, or he was probably one of the first ones they started producing and realized that it had some executions that weren't as good, and that's how they fixed it and did it better for some of the other ones in the line. So I'm going to put on his accessories so we can look at him with his accessories and do a little bit of comparison with some other stuff. So here we have him with his accessories, and for me, to be honest, I think the figure works well. I don't think he's as bad as people think. I do feel excuse me, that he is made probably with some cheaper parts, kind of like what I said with the Borderlands 2 figures that came out, or maybe just the plastic he used, or because of the way the sculpt is and design. I'm not really sure. Here he is with his sheath, his arrows, holding his bow arrow on the stand, which makes it look even more reinforced and really good. And a dynamic pose, right? Because that's what it's all about, posing dynamically. He is the Green Arrow, but obviously. And I think he's really good. I don't think he's that bad, like some have made out to seem. Does he have issues? Is he perfect? No, by all means, no. He might have some issues, but for the price point and what you're getting accessory-wise and sculpt-wise and design-wise, I think for the price point of $20, of $19.99 to be exact retail price, you're actually getting a nice bang for your buck. So if you're a fan of the show especially, I would highly recommend just pick him up, because he is basically the nicest version of the Arrow TV show figure that I've seen. Unless Mexico, of course, makes one, but so far to date, he's way better than anything else that is out there from the Arrowverse TV show in figure form. So I'm gonna do a little bit of comparison. I'm gonna throw in a couple guys in here for comparison time. So for comparison, here you have two other Green Arrows, which I don't have a lot of Green Arrows. But I've always been a big fan of the Robin Hood look and style Green Arrow that I grew up with the Justice League and the animated cartoons and in the comics. I just like that Robin Hood style, even though I know for now, at the time, in the era, it now modernized, it's kind of be funny. Kids are going to think it's funny. But that is my favorite look. I do enjoy the hooded look too, with the same look and style, as you can see there, of the DC Universe Classics. And then you have there the Classics as well. This is the Icon version, which is really nice, but just very small and lanky, and it's very small in scale. So those are this is how he looks like in comparison to other Green Arrows, rather. I keep saying Green Lantern, sorry. Green Arrow. I would love to have gotten my hands on the Mezco one when it first came out. I didn't think nothing of it. Didn't pick him up, and now he goes for a ridiculous amount of price on the aftermarket. Unless I buy a bootleg, but then again, I don't know how good the quality of bootlegs are, which are considered obviously knockoffs. Because the original one is like going for more than $230 and $250, and I'm not paying that for a 6-inch figure. Cloth goods or not, it's not happening. So this is what I have, and to comparison, so he looks really good, but you can see the drastic changes and the evolution, obviously, to the different generations, from animation and comics to more modernized look in the comic books, and even in some of the comics as well, to the actual live action TV series with a representation of a real person in a real world scenario and setting, playing Green Arrow. So what I'll do now is I'm going to bring in all the figures that I have that are representative of superheroes in comics, but are real life people playing them in either TV shows or in movies. Okay, so sit right there. So here he is next to some movieverse stuff from Mattel, based off movies and TV shows. So as you see here, I have him next to Batman from Batman Forever, which is the Val Kilmer, and the Batman Returns from Tim Burton, the Danny DeVito Penguin. Then we have the very first TV show, Flash. I forgot, played by what was the actor's name, but he was from the Flash TV show, the original. And obviously the wonderful and beautiful Linda Carter in Wonder Woman with her cape and all, that she really didn't wear all the time, but she did wear it in the TV show. For a lot of people that don't remember, it just didn't happen a lot. I have them here next to the Mattel Multiverse movie and TV show counterparts. So now I'll show you some other stuff. And here I have them next to some other stuff based off movies as well, and iconic characters from the past, like NECA stuff. So I have them here next to the recent Shazam movie from Multiverse. I have back there the Heath Ledger Joker from NECA, as you see there. The Christian Bale, Christopher Nolan Batman from NECA as well. Then I have here this fantastic looking, I think this is one of the best multiverse prints that they did, looking like Jason Momoa from the Aquaman movie, which is Jason Momoa, right? Then I have back there, obviously, the Michael Keaton NECA from Batman, Tim Burton, and then obviously I have here with the Christopher Reeve NECA, Christopher Reeve from NECA as well. So that's some other stuff that I have here that I'm from the more modern stuff as far as movies and some of the old iconic stuff that I grew up with, like the Linda Carter and obviously the Christopher Reeve, because that was from my era when I was very young. So I'll show you a few more, and we'll go from there and finalize the review. And here I have them next to some of my SH figure arts from Suicide Squad. You know, Deadshot, played by Will Smith, obviously, and Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie. And as you can see, these are really nice, but they're different in scale, as you can see there. And then in front here, which I think is more fitting because they're from TV shows as well, we have Brandon Roth as the Atom from the Legends of Tomorrow show, I believe it's called. And then my boy from Black Lightning. Oh my god, I can't think of his name right now. It's passing my head. Which is badass, and this is one of the best multiverse figures that Mattel released based off TV shows for the last wave. Look at that. Just look at that face sculpt. It looks just like him, I swear. It's so awesome. He's fucking decoed out. Amazing. Beautiful figure. Really nice figure. From Black Lightning. I forget his name. I'm sorry, guys. It crossed my mind right about now. I'm having a brain fart. But that's what he looks like next to them. So, you know, like I said, that is my review, outlook, and thoughts on the brand new 7-inch scale Mcfarlane Toys Green Arrow from the Arrowverse live action TV series. You know, that had just finished not too long ago. I'm putting some other figures there just so that you guys can see. Let me put Michael Keaton here in the back again. In the backdrop. Boom. This kid got caught up with Deadshot. Be careful. Be careful. Watch it. So, guys, I hope that you like my review, my outlook, my outtake, my thoughts and opinions on the figure. I think he's a solid release. I think he's better than what people are giving it, you know, a chance or idea. But I think he's a hard sell to begin with because he's based off a real live action version of this superhero from a TV show that was supposedly very popular, but maybe just ran its course and it's not as popular anymore. So people are not really as fond to get merchandise and products, as it is kind of late for Mcfarlane to bring them out. But you know, sometimes it's better late than never to get something that's the best version of it at the price point. Obviously, I'm not saying it's better than Mesco's or something from obviously from Sideshow Collectibles. Not when we talk about Hot Toys. I'm talking about within the action figure realm of the $20 and $25 price point, which is more affordable. And even then, for some, it's still not worthy of the price for admission because, you know, people work hard for their hard-earned money. So I'm trying to be as honest as I can. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I think you'll really enjoy them, especially if you love the material, source material it's coming from, like I said, not to sound like a broken record. And I think that he'll display really well on your shelf with your collection, especially with your real-life action counterparts like these other figures here from other superheroes played by real people. You know, I don't think he'll mesh well with any of the other stuff like the Nightwing or the Batgirl that I just reviewed because aesthetically, obviously, they're just completely different. You know, they're not real-life action. They're more based on comic book to look like real-life action counterparts. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about them down in the comments. Let me know if you like the figure, if you like my review, if I maybe helped you and informed you enough to, you know, helped you make the decision to pick them up or not to pick them up, or if you think it's complete garbage. You know, just be honest. Let me know what you think from what I said. And, you know, as always, like I said, if you like my video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like my video, give it a thumbs down. It's okay. You have your rights to do what you feel, especially after you view the review. or the video itself. And as always, share this video with someone you think might enjoy it as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. And if you haven't subscribed, I urge you, from the kindness of my heart, please subscribe, because it will go a long way. It will help my channel out. It will help it grow. It will help me be able to create more content and provide more content, or get more content like this or video game related, to continue to put content on my channel, obviously. Not to sound like a broken record or cliche. So that's my review, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, if you ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, obviously from the kindness of your heart, there is a way you can help me, and that's by PayPal and Patreon. And you can also find me on Instagram. All that information is down in the description below. You can find it there. And, feel free to do what you feel and what you choose to do from your heart, whatever you feel, whatever your heart's desire. Either way, it doesn't make me a difference, because I love you guys no matter what. And I appreciate you just making the time to stop by and show my video love. So, until the next one, guys, Toys in My Closet, Heba, your host, signing off. Mcfarlane Toys, Green Arrow from the Arrowverse. Check them out, and good luck collecting. See you then, guys. Bye-bye.